Oh, hello, it is your boy Gomi, and we are back with another breakdown video. This time we're going to be going over the main event of the upcoming fight night. It's going to be Jessica Andrade versus Erin Blanchfield. Now, I was not super hyped for it when it was Talia Santos. But now that it's Jessica Andrade on short notice, I feel like it got a little bit more interesting, to be honest with you. And I'm not gonna lie, this main event, I'm kind of hyped for, low key. Like, I know that might seem blasphemous in the eyes of many MMA fans, as women's MMA is not doing so hot right now. That's just a fact. There still are some very interesting prospects in the form of Erin Blanchfield, and there are still some very entertaining fighters in the form of Jessica Andrade. So I like this fight, but what I don't like, what I do not like, is I do not like that card. What is this? UFC, what is this? What is this? I like to mention Alexander Hernandez. It was to be determined till like I think a week ago. Yeah. Damn, OSP, you're fighting on the prelims of this card. Yeah, not a good card. I'm sorry. I'm gonna be flat out honest with you. The only people on here really is where I'm like, oh yeah, that's somebody. Other than the main event. The main event's good. It's surprisingly good. The only other like fighters on the card where I'm like, okay, that's somebody's. William Knight, he's decent, I guess. Jim Miller. Jim Miller's got the most wins in UFC. Why is he not the co-main? Why is he not the co-main event? Alexander Hernandez, of course. OSP, but OSP's fallen off, and Clayton Carpenter. Other than that, oh, AJ Fletcher's decent. But yeah, no, not a good card. I could see why people are not hyped for this. But regardless, let's get into the breakdown. So, it's going to be a flyweight bout between Jessica Andrade and Erin Blanchfield. Is it going to be a catch weight? Is Jessica going to make weight? Regardless. Jessica Andrade is going to be 31 years of age, a record of 24 wins, 9 losses, 9 knockouts, 8 submissions, 5'1" in terms of height, the shorter fighter. She's fighting out of the orthodox stance, a 62-inch reach disadvantage, a 2.72 takedown average, a 55.71% significant strike accuracy. She's actually going to be the negative 165 favorite, which we'll get into in a bit. Facing her is Erin Blanchfield, a Erin cold-blooded Blanchfield. I'm not gonna lie, I really like her nickname. She's 23 years of age. God, she's young. God, she is young. She's 10-1, 2 knockouts, 3 submissions. That's rather surprising. 5'4" in terms of height, so she has the advantage in terms of height. Orthodox stance, 66-inch reach advantage, 4 takedown average. That's pretty good takedown average, my God. 68.75% significant strike accuracy, a plus 140 underdog. And Jessica Andrade is going to have significant wins over Lauren Murphy, Amanda Lemos, Caitlin Chukagian, and Thug Rose, while Erin Blanchfield has significant wins over Molly McCann and Miranda Maverick. Now, first, let's get into Jessica Andrade. Jessica Andrade, as you guys know, is like a little furious pit bull. She's small, but she's got some pretty decent power to her, and she throws. She's not a super one-hitter quitter. Like, don't get it twisted in thinking, oh man, she has one-hit KO power. She's just really good at overwhelming people, and there are times where she will catch people. Like, for example, Caitlin Chukagian. She was able to catch her with a very, very, very powerful punch, which was able to do her in round 1. But a lot of her wins are going to be coming from just absolutely overwhelming the opponent. She has such beautiful hooks. Now, straight punches are always the best way to go. I really don't like when people overly loop punches because they end up slapping when they start throwing rapid combos. Jessica Andrade has some of the best hook onslaught rush combos I've seen. She throws those hooks and they're very accurate. She doesn't have, no, actually 55% is pretty good significant strike accuracy, but I just really like when she starts whipping those hooks and start brushing forward, but I don't like her head moving when she does that. is susceptible to getting countered when she's rushing in there, moving in forward at such a rapid range. One such example would be her fight against Zhang Weili. In her fight against Zhang Weili, she just kept marching forward and throwing everything she had against Zhang, and while it works against a lot of uneducated fighters, she gets countered to oblivion for it. Again, same thing with Valentina Shevchenko. If you have a very competent counter striker, someone who knows how to move and dodge those shots, she can get heavily countered. That's something I feel Erin Blanchfield has shown signs of. She's shown signs of competent striking, but we all know her bread and butter. We know her bread and butter. We'll get into it in a second. Overall, I feel Jessica Andrade's main course of action is to get in close and start winging those shots, but I don't want her rushes to be as chaotic as they normally are. She will go on at least like 13 to 20 punch combos rushing at the opponent. I want her to cut that in half and then disengage and throw a lot of leg kicks. I would think leg kicks are something she has a lot of power in, but she doesn't throw them as much as I'd like. I feel like she really needs to focus more on those leg kicks because she has some good leg kicks. But overall, I do like her in this matchup. I do think it's a good matchup, but short notice, insanely short notice, coming off a fight against Lauren Murphy. Granted, like I said my remissions about Lauren Murphy in their fight, and they turned out to be true, and I called that it was a decision, even though I was plus, 750. But Lauren Murphy is extremely, extremely tough. I knew she was not going to be knocking out Lauren Murphy, and like I said, I know Andrade doesn't have that one-punch knockout power to knock out someone as tough as Murphy. She can knock out other people, but Murphy was just different. But she started hitting her so much, she was hurting her hands, and I wonder, is she really able to recover in 2 months' time from the amount of punishment she endured by punishing Lauren Murphy? Oh, God, that's insane. One thing, too, that Jessica Andrade really relies on a lot, too, and a lot of people don't talk about, she has a very educated submission game, as you can see by her 8 submissions, and her beautiful submission, in my opinion, submission of the year against Amanda Lemos. I don't think she's going to be doing that against such an accomplished Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu artist like Erin Blanchfield. Granted, yes, I'm pretty sure Jessica Andrade actually has, I think she's a black belt over. I don't know. Whatever the case is, we've seen better Jiu-Jitsu over Blanchfield. Jessica Andrade is good, but we've seen better from Blanchfield, at least from what I've watched of Blanchfield. Getting into Erin Blanchfield. She flew under the radar heavily for me until she fought Miranda Maverick. That was a really eye-opening fight, just seeing her overall skills in that matchup. Granted, it ended up being a decision, but we saw a lot because Miranda Maverick's pretty decent. She's not insane, but she's pretty good. And the fact that Blanchfield was able to just style on her like that is just, ooh, that's insane. But the real thing where I was like, okay, yep, she takes out uneducated fighters. If you're like low ranked or not up there, you're going down, was her fight against Molly McCann. I gave Molly McCann a puncher's chance, and like I said, I never saw Blanchfield deal with power. We still didn't see it. Because she took her down and she got her in her signature crucifix. She really, really, really loves that crucifix, and she pulls it off so well. She throws all time, and she always tries to transition it into a kimura, and her kimuras are deadly. Her crucifix, elbows, beat down into a kimura transition is just slow, methodical, and deadly. She's got a lot of skill set in that. I feel Andrade has a lot of power and competent ground skills to maybe be able to escape that, but like, it's hard to escape it when you have your arm locked in between somebody else's legs. That's something Blanchfield, I feel, is definitely going to go to. I feel she's going to have more trouble getting it in, say, round 1 or round 2 against Andrade, but if she's persistent enough with it, I think she can. I don't really see Andrade slowing down normally, but I do see her slowing down in a 5-round fight after she just had a grueling 3-round, I don't want to say war, but she threw too much. She threw a lot of shots. I'm actually going to lean towards Erin Blanchfield. I feel like the X factor of that short notice and the fact that Blanchfield is very skilled, I'm going to lean towards Blanchfield. I actually think it'll be a solid fight. If you guys skip it, I don't blame you. But if you are a big UFC fan, I think this fight you want to watch, because I feel like this can be and probably will be the future of women's MMA, honestly. Blanchfield is someone I'm very high on in the women's MMA community, but also Jessica Andrade is a beast, and I can see her dog her out because Erin Blanchfield has never fought someone elite, and she's jumping up. Talia Santos is pretty good, but she's jumping up pretty highly to go up to Jessica Andrade, someone who's had plenty of experience against someone like Shevchenko, Chukahagen, Rose, Zhang. She's got tons of experience. Tisha Torres, Joanna Jędrzejczyk. Like, there's a lot of experience there that could really help Andrade get over that short notice nature. But I don't know. I feel like momentum's gonna swing towards the younger, to be honest with you. But overall, should be a good fight. This has been your boy Gomi. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Bye bye.